What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and this is going to be part 2 of the Epic Boss Mini-Series. For part 2, we will be headed to Chapter 3, Mission 5, and this mission is called 3 Strikes. The Epic Boss in this mission is Dr. Doom, and he drops the Doombringer. The Doombringer is pretty interesting because it's one of the weapons that can take Blackheart, the group boss, from 100% to 0 in one battle. In order to spawn this epic boss, you must complete 4 deploys, the first being Black Widow. Then there's one other named character deploy, and that's Spider-Man. After you deploy Black Widow and Spider-Man, you must also deploy a Blaster and a Tactician. After you complete all 4 deploys and all of the battles, including the end boss, the epic boss Dr. Doom will appear on the map. There are 3 Dr. Dooms, and they are all blasters. For this battle, we're going to use the Infiltrator's Aegis Armor, the Servo Guard Programming Interface, the Temporal Shielding, which is a gadget, and it's a quick action. It places a shield on your entire team, and then makes their attacks become temporal. This goes along with the Displacer, which causes time stream displacement. Displacement's increased when hit with a temporal attack, so that's why we want to make our entire team do temporal attacks. And then lastly, we have Baltag's Blaster. It applies radiation exposure and counters all attacks made by enemies with time stream displacement. So here you can see my team, and that's the reason we're wearing that specific armor. We'd rather be a tactician, but we wanted to match that Future Foundation costume. So we're using Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic in their Future Foundation costumes. You may have just noticed the background change, and that's because we had some problems with the video, so we had to go ahead and run this one more time, and so that's why there's a different background. Your mind is not playing tricks on you. We're going to start this battle by using the Temporal Shielding, and that way we can make our team's attacks temporal. There is one problem with this strategy, and that's Invisible Woman and her shields. They can kind of interfere with this, I noticed, so you do have to be careful. You also need to use that Displacer, that way you put time stream displacement on the enemy. Now we can start stacking more time stream displacement. First we're going to use the Bifurcator. You might as well use this when it's up. It's pretty good, it does nice damage, and then it gets your stamina back. So when you have Mr. Fantastic on your team, you probably won't be running out of stamina, so that's one good thing about him. Then on his extra attack, we went ahead and used Multi-Strike. And you'll see we placed time stream displacement as well as distraction on Dr. Doom. Now we're going to go ahead and add to that, so he has 3 stacks right now. And we did start the future countdown. Now the cool thing about time stream displacement is that the Baltag's Blaster will counterattack. The other thing is, if you do hit the character that has time stream displacement with a non-temporal attack, all of the stacks that you had on will leave, but they apply damage to the target. This item set is pretty interesting, and I'm not sure if I'm going to reforge it when I get to 300, but it is an option. Now right there we are looking at the Baltag's Blaster, and then we're going to use the Displacer again. So let's go ahead and put another stack on the target. For this particular epic boss, we decided to go ahead and focus on the middle target, and what he'll do is when he gets low health, he'll kill one of the other Doom bots, and he'll restore his health. Instead of doing it this way, you could go ahead and spread the damage out among all 3 targets, where I could have at least placed time stream displacement on all 3, and that way I would get more counterattacks with the Baltag's Blaster. Now that we've got that middle Dr. Doom's health pretty low, he's probably going to deconstruct one of those Doom bots. So let's go ahead and see what happens. And there he goes, he finishes one for you. And that's why you might as well focus on one. Now on my agent's turn, we're going to reapply the Temporal Shielding. And then we're going to place time stream displacement on that other Doom bot. That way maybe we'll get more counterattacks. Right now we're not getting too many, so we're going to try to increase the proc rate. With Mr. Fantastic, we will use the Bifurcator once again, and we're going to target this middle Dr. Doom. Once he deconstructs that last Doom bot, we'll be able to finish him off. One thing I'd like to say about the epic boss battles is feel free to use your items. If you're like me, you probably have a ton of healing items, and on some bosses you may have trouble damaging them, so feel free to use something like Mystical Munition. That particular item has a ton of benefits, so you should definitely use it if you're having any trouble on a boss. And finally, another time sense, so we're going to see a counterattack from the Baltag's Blaster. Putting that debuff on a second target's already working out. Doom's going to use a magic bolt, but luckily our shield takes most of this damage. Then we're going to get 3 turns in a row. We're going to use the Displacer on that middle Doom once again. He's up to 12 stacks already, so if we wanted to break it, we could actually do quite a bit of damage from it. And the way you break it is by using a non-temporal attack. And I'm going to show you this on the top target. So there you see he loses 335 HP per stack. So that would be times 12 on the middle target. But instead, we're going to opt to hit that top target once again. So let's use Mr. Fantastic's level 1 ability, the Stretch Punch. Now with Invisible Woman, we're going to go ahead and attack that middle target. So let's use her level 1. It actually is enough to finish him, which we didn't think was going to happen. But we'll take it, and now we only have 1 Doom to finish. And hopefully we can wrap it up in these next 3 turns. First, let's use our quick action Temporal Shield, and then we're going to use the Servo Guard. I think it's kind of funny using the Servo Guard on Dr. Doom, since he summons them against you. But he doesn't do that in this epic boss battle. Next, we're going to use Mr. Fantastic's Bifurcator, and that's going to restore stamina to our team. Next, let's use his level 2 ability, which is Multi-Strikes. So let's hit him with that, and then it's going to be Invisible Woman's turn. We're going to try to finish this Doom off with her level 1 as well. And it does about the same amount of damage and does take him out. So now we're coming to the end of part 2, which is the second epic boss from chapter 3. In the next video, we're going to be facing a very popular mission and popular epic boss. And that's chapter 4, mission 4. And the boss is Magneto. But let's go ahead and see what we get in this roulette. There's the Doombringer, and it is the same for challenge mode as it is for normal mode. There is no custom version. So let's go ahead and spin this wheel, and we'll see if we get it. We already have it, so we kind of don't want it actually. And instead we got 10 command points, so we got the best thing on the wheel for us. And that's how this one's going to end. And if you haven't noticed, Season 2 has come out. So we're going to be doing a ton of videos on that. And we will try to continue this series as soon as possible. We will definitely finish this series before too long. And now we're going to have a whole new group of epic bosses from Season 2. So please stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I want to thank you for watching. And ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos.